What's good, everybody? I'm here to talk about the Gogoat buffs and changes. They are pretty damn awesome. The typing. There's a lot of dual types that fit Gogoat. It doesn't have to be dual type based on its design. However, there is a lot of issues with overlap with pure grass types. There's already a lot of them, and making them all stand out from one another is a bit of a chore. The only other types I was considering for Gogoat was Grass Rock or Grass Normal. I opted to not go for Grass Normal, or especially not Grass Rock, as kind of unique as Grass Rock would be. There's only one other Grass Rock type, and it's not Cradily anymore. We have yet to get to that Grass Rock type, actually. It is unique, and it's a pretty good offensive typing, but Grass Ground is also great offensively and has much better resistances. While Grass Rock doesn't have that 4x weakness, that's not really a big deal, especially when Grass Ground has so many more useful resistances than Grass Rock does. In general, I would prefer Grass Ground. Also, it is arguably better offensively than Grass Rock is, but they're both pretty good. And I also just think Grass Ground makes more sense for their design than Grass Rock does. Like, there's nothing actually rocky about them. They just live on mountains, while Grass Ground, like, ground is a pretty arbitrary dual type that can be thrown on things. Rock, not so much. So that's my logic there. And then normal would have just been a filler thing. There is other grass normal types like Sawsbuck, and the main issue was that Sawsbuck would just kind of be a lot better than it, but it's cool. I like it a lot. Grass Ground, really cool. Two great abilities, Grassy Surge and Stamina. Grassy Surge, you might be thinking, well, doesn't that weaken Earthquake? Why would you give it that? Well, Gogoat has high horsepower, Megaton Kick, and Headlong Rush, and before you evolve, you can also use Stomping Tantrum, but high horsepower is a staple. That's 95 base power, 100% accurate, has a 30% chance to flinch, so it's only slightly weaker than Earthquake, and it has that flinch chance, so it's a really good move, and you'd probably keep that the whole time. Later on Pony Island, you get access to Megaton Kick as a TM, which is 120 base power and 90% accurate. That's great for ground stab, and then Headlong Rush is 150 base power, recoil, and drops your defenses by 1, so that's really, really strong. But a little bit overkill in game. You wouldn't always need Headlong Rush. I'd probably just run high horsepower personally, but if you need that power boost, you can always slap on Headlong Rush for a couple of boss fights and then delete it later. In general, though, Gogoat is very, very strong. The HP drop is because I try to base HP a lot more on size in this hack, and Gogoat is pretty damn big. I actually bounced around a lot on its stats. They changed a lot when I was planning it out. At first I had it at 83, then I had it at 93, now it's at 103. Because he is pretty damn big, actually. He's 5'7", 200 pounds, so I was like, you know what? I'll make an exception. There's a couple of guys with like 100 HP that aren't that big, but it's just kind of for soul reasons, because Gogoat did have a giant HP stat before. However, that defense boost as well as stamina and of course that dual typing makes him much, much better. Not to mention Grassy Surge, 110 base attack is incredibly powerful, and then you have 103 base speed, which is also very fitting for Gogoat in my opinion. It's this fast little mountain goat. Skiddo is also pretty damn great up until level 31. Will be totally great for the first 2 islands. It'll evolve in time for Olivia, so that's really awesome. Great Pokemon for Olivia for sure. Great Pokemon in general. It's got all types of awesome tools. Great coverage moves to hit the things that resist grass and ground if you need to. Not really necessary, but you can easily just swap on the TMs and tutors. But stamina is great because you have reliable recovery, which is also reteachable via tutor as synthesis, which is awesome. That's a big, big asset to have, because a lot of the other stamina guys rely on a level up healing move to heal reliably, because there is no healing items in this hack. But stamina with synthesis is great. You can easily just ability capsule, get stamina, get synthesis, and just go to town. Grassy Surge is great. You might not always want it though, despite being very powerful, also in conjunction with stuff like Branch Leech, which will is a 90 base power move that's basically physical Giga Drain. It comes from Horn Leech. It's just renamed so I can give it to other Pokemon like Abomasnow and stuff. But Gogoat doesn't have any branches, but like Horn Leech was his move, so there's no reason for me not to give him Horn Leech. Same with Branch Leech, excuse me. Same with Sawsbuck and stuff. But awesome for Gogoat nonetheless. Very, very good stab moves that you have access to. Very strong, fast, and bulky. It's pretty much got everything. Bulk isn't like too incredible without a stamina boost, but it's good. 103, 81, 81 is pretty damn great. You have useful resist, like I said. The only other grass ground types are Torterra and Maractus. Maractus not really being an issue because it's a special attacker, or at least it's more of a mixed attacker, and has Solar Rush and all this other stuff, while is immune to water, while Torterra is its own thing and is much, much bulkier and stronger than Gogoat. Actually, grass moves on Gogoat do much more because of Grassy Surge, so I wouldn't say stronger, but you know what I mean, like in terms of raw base attack. But however, it is much slower. So yeah, and of course, stamina makes Gogoat bulkier over time, which is awesome. But also, like I said, has great coverage, good utility moves as well. Like I said, synthesis, taunt, parting shot. You know, even like setup. Setup is not the best in this hack because there's a lot of crit moves. Speaking of, yeah, crit moves will shit on Gogoat. For example, first impression is 60 base power, but it always crits, so that will crit right through Gogoat's stamina boost and stop you from getting up like bulk up cheese versus the AI. There's also tons of other phasing methods that the AI can use to stop you from setting up taunt on the leads, priority phasing moves, and all that fun stuff. So it's not as brainless as it used to be. Setup moves also have less PP, bulk up having 3, swords ends having 1, but those are still 2 great options for certain boss fights. You know, bulk up, branch leech, stamina is awesome, or grassy surge. Either one of the abilities goes great. It really just depends on the situation. I've designed every Pokemon to have 2 viable abilities that you can just switch between and take advantage of. So this is no exception. Grassy surge and stamina, there's no clashing viability there. They're both very good in their own right. Stamina fits very well as a ride Pokemon, or at least as how it used to be a ride Pokemon. You know, it's ridden, and I just think Stamina is really cool and fitting for Gogoat, and Grassy Surge is obviously very fitting. So I don't think I need to explain the logic for the 2 abilities. Sap Sipper is nice on Skiddo for the early game. Not only do you get that attack boost, but you're also neutral to grass, so having that immunity is useful, especially for like Totem Lurantis or something, and just to have it in general. You know, switch it on a grass move, get that boost, wall of grass type, hit it back with some super effective move like, I don't know, bounce or something, or just, you know, you turn out, whatever you want to do. And later on, of course, you get lunge, but you won't have that as Skiddo. Yeah, powerful covers moves, like I said. You should really just check out what all these moves do down in the description below, because it would take me absolutely forever to cover every single one. You do have priority in the form of Seed Shot and First Impression. Every Pokemon in this hack has some form of priority for the most part. Trap Kick is nice for utility as well. That drops attack and special attack. Needle Bash is a strong move, but then once you get Branch Leech, I would say it's outclassed, because Needle Bash is slightly stronger actually, and it has a flinch chance, but like Branch Leech is 100% accurate and heals you, so there's no reason not to run that. Frenzy Plant is very powerful, 150 base power. It works like superpower, so it drops your attack stat by 2 now. Those are all great. Giga Impact does the same thing, but not very good on Gogoat. Could be useful for certain situations though, if you need to hit a specific Pokemon for neutral damage. Other than that, I think I covered about everything. It is less bulky overall, especially it's much less bulky because of that HP drop, but then physically it's equivalent. And then of course that stamina and that speed boost and that attack boost, it just changes the way Gogoat functions, okay? And like I said, I am trying to keep HP a lot more consistent. Like, if a Pokemon has over 110, 120 HP, it's got to be pretty damn big. Or like a Swalot type situation where it's like, Swalot's already big to be honest, but he's also like known for eating things and being fat and stuff. So yeah, Pokemon has to be relatively big for it to have over 120 HP in my book in this hack. So yeah, thanks so much for listening, everybody. Hopefully these buffs are satisfying. Again, I'm sorry for those of you who wanted that Grass Rock. I know it's not terrible. I don't hate the idea of it. And it would be more unique because there is Maractus and Torterra, while Grass Rock is only 1 other Pokemon. And that's a Pokemon with multiple forms, so it barely even counts. But it is what it is. I prefer Grass Ground overall, and it's also arguably much better. So yeah. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Again, I implore you to check out that description and check out all of the other move buffs and changes and the Pokemon themselves, because I don't have time to get into everyone in this video. Appreciate you for listening. Peace.